Welcome to Torah Truth for Us with Linda.
The steadfast love of Yehovah never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning, new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness, O Yah. Great is thy faithfulness. This book of the law shall not depart from your mouth, but you shall meditate on it day and night, so that you may be careful to do according to all that is written in it. For then you will make your way prosperous, and then you will have good success. They are new every morning, new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness, O Yah. Great is thy faithfulness. Yehovah is my portion, says my soul. Therefore I have hope in him. Yehovah is good to those who wait for him, to the person who seeks him. Great is thy faithfulness.
Leviticus, Vayikra, chapters 9, verse 1 through 11, verse 47, Shemini. And it came to pass on the 8th day, Vayom HaShemini, that Moses called Aaron and his sons and the elders of Israel, and he said to Aaron, Take for yourself a bull, a young son, as a sin offering, and a ram as burnt offering without blemish, and offer them before Yehovah. And to the sons of Israel you shall speak, saying, Take a kid of the goats as a sin offering, and a calf and lamb both of the first year without blemish, as a burnt offering, and a bull and a ram as peace offerings to sacrifice before Yehovah, and a grain offering mixed with oil. For today Yehovah will appear to you. And they brought before the tabernacle of meeting what Moses commanded, and all the congregation drew near and stood before Yehovah. And Moses said, This is the thing which Yehovah commanded, which you do, and the glory of Yehovah will appear to you. And Moses said to Aaron, Go to the altar and offer your sin offering and your burnt offering, and make atonement for yourself, for the people, and offer the offering of the people, and make atonement for them, as Yehovah commanded. And Aaron came near to the altar, and slaughtered the calf of the sin offering that was for himself. And the sons of Aaron brought the blood to him, and he dipped his finger in the blood, and he put it on the horns of the altar, and poured the blood at the base of the altar. But the fat and the kidneys and the fatty lobe from the liver of the sin offering he burned on the altar as Jehovah had commanded Moses. And the flesh and the hide he burned with fire outside the camp. And he slaughtered the burnt offering. The sons of Aaron presented the blood to him, which he sprinkled all around the altar. And they presented the burnt offering to him with its pieces and head, and he burned them on the altar. And he washed the entrails and the legs, and burned them with the burnt offering on the altar. And he brought the offering of the people, and took the goat that was the sin offering for the people, and killed it, and offered it for sin, like the first one. And he brought the burnt offering and offered it, according to the prescribed manner. And he brought the grain offering and a handful of it, and burnt it on the altar besides the burnt sacrifice of the morning. And he slaughtered the bull and the ram sacrifices of peace offerings that were for the people. And the sons of Aaron presented the blood to him, which he sprinkled all around the altar, and the fat from the bull and the ram, the fatty tail, and what covers the entrails and the kidneys, and the fatty lobe attached to the liver, and the fat on the breasts. They put fat on the altar, and he burned it. But the breast and the right thigh Aaron waved as a wave offering before Jehovah, as Moses had commanded. And Aaron lifted his hand toward the people and blessed them, and stepped down after offering the sin offering, the burnt offering, and the peace offerings. And Moses and Aaron entered into the tabernacle of meeting, and came out and blessed the people. And the glory of Jehovah appeared to all the people. And fire came out from Jehovah and consumed the burnt offering and the fat on the altar. And when all the people saw it, they shouted and fell on their faces. And Abihu and Nadab, the sons of Aaron, each took his censer and put fire in it, and then placed incense on the fire, and offered strange fire before Jehovah, which he had not commanded them. And the fire went out from Jehovah and devoured them, and they died before Jehovah. And Moses said to Aaron, "That is what Jehovah spoke, saying, I must be regarded as holy by those who come near me, and before all the people I must be glorified." And Aaron kept silent. And Moses called Mishael and Elzaphan, the sons of Uzziel, the uncle of Aaron, and said to them, "Come near, carry your brothers from before the sanctuary of the camp." And they went near and carried them by their tunics out of the camp, as Moses had said. And Moses said to Aaron and to Eleazar and Ithamar his sons, "Do not uncover your heads, nor tear your clothes, lest you die, and wrath come upon all the people. But let your brothers of the whole house of Israel bewail the burning which Jehovah has kindled. And you shall not go out from the door of the tabernacle of meeting, lest you die, for the anointing oil of Jehovah is upon you." And they did according to the word of Moses. And Jehovah spoke to Aaron, saying, "Do not drink wine or intoxicating drink, you nor your sons with you, when you go into the tabernacle of meeting, lest you die. A statute throughout your generations forever, that you may distinguish between holy and unholy, and between unclean and clean, that you may teach the sons of Israel all the statutes which Jehovah has spoken to them by the hand of Moses." And Moses spoke to Aaron and to Eleazar and Ithamar, his sons who were left, "Take the grain offering that remains of the offerings made by fire to Jehovah, and eat it without leaven beside the altar, for it is most holy. And you shall eat it in a holy place, because it is your due and your sons' due. It is of the offerings made by fire to Jehovah, for so I have been commanded. And the breast of the wave offering and the thigh of the heave offering you shall eat in a clean place, you and your sons and your daughters with you, for they are your due and your sons' due, which are given from the sacrifices of the peace offerings of the sons of Israel. The thigh of the heave offering and the breast of the wave offering, with the offerings of fat made by the offering by fire, they shall bring to offer as a wave offering before Jehovah, and it shall be yours and your sons with you by a statute forever, as Jehovah commanded. And then Moses made careful inquiry about the goat of the sin offering, and behold, it was burned up. And he was angry with Eleazar and Ithamar, the sons of Aaron who were left, saying, Why have you not eaten the sin offering in a holy place, since it is most holy, and it has been given to you to bear the guilt of the congregation to make atonement for them before YHWH? See, its blood was not brought inside the holy place, and indeed you should have eaten it at a holy place as I commanded. And Aaron said to Moses, Look, they have offered this day their sin offering and their burnt offerings before YHWH. And as these things have befallen me, had I eaten the sin offering today, would it have been accepted in the sight of YHWH? And when Moses heard, it was good in his sight. And YHWH spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying to them, Speak to the sons of Israel, saying, This is the living which you may eat among all the animals, beasts, and cattle that are on the earth, all that the hoof and have cloven cleft hooves, chewing the cud, among the beasts, that you may eat. Nevertheless, you shall not eat this that are among those who chew the cud, or of those who have clove hoofs. The camel, because it chews the cud but does not have cloven hoofs, it is unclean to you. And the rock hyrax, because it chews the cud but does not have cloven hoofs, it is unclean to you. And the hare, because it chews the cud, but does not have cloven hooves, it is unclean to you. And the swine, though it divides, and it has cloven hooves, yet it does not chew the cud, it is unclean to you. You shall not eat their flesh, and you shall not touch their carcasses, they are unclean to you. Of all that are in the water you may eat this, all that has fins and scales to it in the water, whether in the seas or in the rivers, that you may eat. But to you, all that do not have fins and scales in the seas or in the rivers, all that move in the water, or anything living which is in the water, they are an abomination. And they shall be an abomination, detestable. And you shall not eat their flesh, and you shall regard their carcasses as an abomination. All that whatever does not have fins or scales in the water, that shall be an abomination to you. And you shall regard these as an abomination among the birds. They shall not be eaten. They are an abomination. The eagle, and the vulture, and the buzzard, and the kite, and the falcon after its kind, every raven after its kind, and the ostrich, and the short-eared owl, and the seagull, and the hawk after its kind, and the little owl, and the fish owl, and the screech owl, and the white owl, and the jackdaw, and the carrion vulture, and the stork, the heron after its kind, and the hoopoe, and the bat. All flying insects that creep going on all four legs are an abomination, detestable to you. Yet this you may eat of all flying insect creature that creeps on all four legs, those with which have jointed legs above their feet with which to leap on the earth. These of them you may eat, the locust after its kind, and the destroying locust after its kind, and the cricket after its kind, and the grasshopper after its kind. But all other flying insects which have to them 4 feet are an abomination to you. And by these you shall become unclean. Whoever touches the carcass of any of them shall be unclean until evening. And whoever carries any part of the carcass of them shall wash his clothes and be unclean until evening. The carcass of any beast which it divides the foot, but not cloven-hooved, or does not chew the cud, is unclean to you. All who touch it shall be unclean. And whatever goes on its paws, among all kinds of beasts that go on all four legs, those are unclean to you. All who touches any such carcass shall be unclean until evening. And whoever carries any such carcass shall wash his clothes and be unclean until evening. They are unclean to you. And this shall be unclean to you among the creeping things that creeps on the earth, the mole, and the mouse, and the large lizard after its kind, and the gecko, and the monitor lizard, and the sand reptile, and the sand lizard, and the chameleon. These are unclean to you among all that creep. All who touches them when they are dead shall be unclean until evening. And anything on which any of them falls when they are dead shall be unclean, whether it is any item of wood, or clothing, or skin, or sack, all in which work is done with its item, it must be put in the water, and it shall be unclean, and you shall break it until evening. Then it shall be clean. And any earthen vessel into which any of them falls into, all whatsoever is in it, shall be unclean, and you shall break the vessel. Any of the food which may be eaten, on which water comes, shall be unclean, and any liquid which may be drunk in every vessel shall become unclean. Moreover, all on which part of their carcass may fall becomes unclean. An oven or a stove shall be smashed. They are unclean, and shall continue as unclean to you. Nevertheless, a spring or a cistern collecting water shall be clean, though the one who touches their carcass shall be unclean. And if a part of their carcass falls on any seed for sowing, which is to be sown, it is clean. But if water is put on the seed and the part of their carcasses fall on it, it is unclean to you. And if one of the animals dies which you have for food, the one who touches its carcass becomes unclean until evening. He too, who eats some of its carcass, shall wash his clothes and be unclean until evening. And the one who picks up its carcass shall wash his clothes and be unclean until evening. And every creeping thing that creeps on the earth shall be an abomination. It shall not be eaten. All that crawls on its belly, and all that goes on all four legs, or all who has many feet among all creeping things that creep on the earth, these you shall not eat, for they are an abomination. Do not make yourselves abominations through any of the swarming creeping things that swarm, and you shall not make yourselves unclean with them, so that you become unclean. For I am YHWH, your God. Therefore you shall consecrate yourselves, and you shall be holy, for I am holy. And neither shall you defile yourselves with any creeping thing that creeps on the earth, for I am YHWH, the one bringing you up out of the land of Egypt, to be your Elohim. Therefore you shall be holy, for I am holy. This is the Torah of the beasts. and the birds, and all living creature that move in the waters, and all the creatures that creep on the earth, to distinguish between the unclean and the clean, and between the beast that can be eaten and the beast that may not be eaten. May Jehovah bless you and keep you. May Jehovah cause his face to shine on you and be gracious to you. May Jehovah bless you and keep you. May Jehovah lift up his countenance on you and give you peace. Yivrechecha Yehovah v'yishmerecha. Yair Yehovah panav elecha v'yonecha. Yisa Yehovah panav elecha v'yasem lecha. Shalom.